Islam is a fascist religion.
هل تتوقع احنا في الكويت ولا احنا في السعودية ولا احنا في الامارات راح نساوي عامل بنغالي بعامل مصري؟ اعوذ بالله اعوذ بالله اعوذ بالله، ولا 1%. هل راح نساوي عامل هندي باخ من السودان ولا بمصر ولا من اي دولة عربية؟
I am proud to be Muslim because Allah, S-A-W-T, I think this is mean Andro-T-T, He described us as best of Ummah, which means people or nation. In Ayat 110 of Surah Al Imran, Allah honored us so high above the rest of mankind. Islam is a fascist religion. They think they are above mankind. This is the hadith. This Muslim was quoting this. Muhammad, he said, you are the best of people ever, which means the best of mankind, as he said, ever raised up for the benefit of mankind. You know, when somebody see the word benefit, you say, man, this is maybe about making medicine for people, maybe about helping others, you know. Benefit, it says benefit. Chapter 3, verse 110. This is a fascist religion teaching you the following. The best of mankind are those who bring, Muhammad said, who bring them, bring who? The non-Muslims, with chains around their necks till they embrace Islam. And this is how we save you from going to hell, brother. This is what you are proud about? And this is Sahih? This is Al-Bukhari. This is Al-Bukhari, as you see. This is the most authentic book for the Muhammadan. Is it really what makes you proud? That your prophet, he told you that you are the best of mankind? Fascist? Nazi? Who is a Muhammadan would like to call us and tell us why he is so proud to be a Muslim? Hello? Yes, my friend. Go ahead. What do you want to say to us?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes, my name is Afridi. Yes, I'm Khan, tribe Khan from Pakistan.
From Pakistan. Okay, my friend.
Yes.
You said to me, Assalamu alaikum. Are you allowed to say to Christians, Assalamu alaikum?
Brother, we here live peacefully. Christian.
This is not a question. This is not a question. No, my friend. This is another question. We're talking about Islam, not talking about you and me. We are talking about Islam. So, according to Islam, are you allowed to say to me, Assalamu alaikum?
Yes, we should say peace to everybody, and to Christians, Hindu, everybody.
No, that's not true. Your prophet said, don't say Assalamu alaikum to the Christian and the Jews, and if you see them in the street, force them to walk in the sewage. This is your prophet. This is Sahih Muslim in the front of you says, don't greet Jews and Christians before they greet you. And if you meet any of them in the road, force them to the lowest part of it. So your prophet said clearly that you should not salute the Christian, you should not greet them, and if you meet them, you have to harm them.
Are you reading from the Quran or from the Hadith?
We are reading from the Hadith. You see, I'm showing on the screen. You can read with me.
Yes, I can see from the YouTube also. It says Sahih Muslim, and do not greet the Jew and the Christians before they greet you, and when you meet any one of them. And okay, but that's why I'm like little bit confused, because I have many friends, Christians and Hindus, and we live peacefully, and we eat together, we work together, and they are nice to me, we are nice to them. But many of the Muslim people, sometimes they are not good, and
okay,
but this is not teaching us.
So are you saying the one who don't accept a Christian to be friends and he claim he's a Muslim, are you saying he's a bad Muslim?
He should be, because we have to give peace, and we have to give love.
All right, but this is not the teaching of the Quran. The Quran in chapter 5 verse number 51 says, take not Christians and Jews as friends. So are you saying now, you just said that the Quran, Allah and Muhammad are evil, both of them, and they are teaching evil and they are bad. I ask you, if somebody don't accept to take a Christian and Jews as a friends, Is he a bad person? You said yes. I've already heard you. And now the Quran saying that the Quran says, take not Christians and Jews as a friends, for they are the enemy of Allah. You have to fight them, you have to kill them. So you now, by your help, we discover, me and you together, that Allah is a very bad and Muhammad is a very disgusting person if he's a Muslim, because they are not, obviously they are not true Muslim. The true Muslims is like you, the one who take Christians and Jews as a friends. But the Quran don't agree with you. So the Quran is an evil book, cannot be your book. You are a good person. The Quran is a bad book, as you say.
But brother, maybe this was a different text, different meaning, isn't that?
No, you can read any translation, you can read any interpretation, any tafsir. All of them, they say the same. And your prophet, he confirmed that. Don't salute the Christian and the Jews. If you meet them, force them to walk in the sewage. And here we go, the Quran says, all people, you know, all Muslims don't take a Christian and Jews as a friends or protectors. And the one who take them as a friend or protector is one of them. He became a Christian. If you take me as a friend according to the Quran, you are a bad person. You are not Muslim anymore.
I cannot say anything, because I'm like you saying what is written in the Quran, which I definitely accept. And
so how come you accept now? Look, you change your mind fast. A second ago you said you don't accept the person who refused to take Christians and Jews and Hindus as a friends because this is a bad person. But look now, the second I said to you this is in the Quran, suddenly you accept blindly, even though it is against what you just said to me 3 minutes ago. So how suddenly, from good person you are, who like to take me as a friend, suddenly you became evil and you believe that you should hate me, you should refuse to take me as a friend? How this happened so fast?
For me, my understanding is that Quran and Muhammad's teaching we need to follow, and Sunnah, but we also need to, like, we need to be with love, we need to provide love. And
my friend, where you are getting me those stories? Where it says in the Quran you should love the Christians? Where in the Quran says you should not kill them? The Quran says you should kill them, you should kill them. Don't take them as a friends. What are you talking about? What kind of religion you are following? What is are you sure you are a Muslim? Are you a Muslim Sunni?
I'm a Sunni Muslim.
Okay, so where do you get this from? Where it says, here we go, I'm showing you Quran, chapter 5, verse number 51, chapter 9, verse 29, it says, kill them if they don't pay you.
Yeah, I understand, but I grew up in a big city, and I studied in cathedral school. I belong to a good family, rich family, so the school that I go to, it's like Christian school. So
because you grow in a Christian school, you have a Christian value, you are a nice person, good person. But if you are following Islam, you will be a terrorist. But let me ask you, is that picture in your profile? Isn't it? This is ISIS picture.
I just wanted to hide my face, so that's why I put that picture.
No, but you are holding the flag of ISIS in your hand. So what do you mean you hide? I see your face there.
I just wanted to have a name of Allah.
Yeah, but why you are holding, if you are a person who don't like to hate the Christian, to kill the Jews, why you are holding the flag of ISIS?
I didn't know this belongs to ISIS. I just said that La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.
You do not know? Oh, okay, you do not know. Okay, let me ask you. If your father, he is not a Muslim, according to Islam, shall you be nice to your father?
He's my father, I need to be nice to him.
But that's not the question. According to Islam, are you allowed to be nice to your father, or you should fight him and kill him?
According to Islam, I need to be nice to my father.
According to Islam, you have to be nice to your father? No. You see, I'm not asking only about your father. I'm saying if your father isn't a Muslim, let us say your father, he left Islam. Are you allowed to be good to your father who left Islam?
If he do like this, that I will definitely take him to my scholars.
This is not the question. This is not the question. He decided to be not a Muslim. He don't want to go to anywhere. He became a Hindu. According to Islam, are you allowed to be good to him after he became a Hindu? He don't want to be a Muslim no more. What is the answer?
What I have heard and is about that he must be killed.
All right. So, but you said a second ago you have Hindu friends. So according to Islam, he have to be killed. Are you going to kill your father if you leave Islam?
No.
But Islam says you should kill him.
Islam said that you must tell him 3 times, and
Okay.
you have to tell him all the teaching.
Okay, you told him the teaching 3 times, and he don't want to be a Muslim no more. He want to be a Hindu. What you will do to him? He is your father. Are you going to kill him?
No, I will not kill him.
But,
he's my father. I will. I will definitely teach him the.
Okay,
all the
no
things
problem.
about
You see, you are running away from the question. If the guy he don't want to be back to Islam, what is the solution? You said he will be killed. So are you going to call your friend to kill him? You will not kill him, but you will call your friends, right?
I cannot do that because he is my father, and I cannot tell anybody to kill my father.
Oh, so you are not going to be obedient to Allah? You will refuse the order of Allah? This is Quran. The Quran saying to you that those who leave Islam, you kill them.
Maybe the text was about like before 14 years ago. That was a context was different. Now
my friend, chapter 58 verse number 22 says, you will not find one person from the Muslims who believe in Allah. He is going to be loving to those who resist Allah and his messenger. So you cannot love your mother if she is not a Muslim. This is the Quran. So what do you mean text? And this is, you will not find anyone. So look like you have a very you have your own understanding of Islam, or you play like the ostrich. The ostrich, it's a bird. When he see the danger coming, he put his head in the sand and he claim he saw nothing. So I show you those verses, you claim you saw nothing. I show you that verse, you claim you saw nothing. The Prophet says kill the Christian, you claim that okay, I have a Christian friends. Who care about if you have a Christian? This is not a question. Islam is an evil religion, obviously. Don't you agree?
No, brother, I don't agree.
Okay, okay. Let us see. He don't agree. He don't agree. If you don't agree, then why you want to kill me just because I believe in Jesus as God?
No, if we want to kill people like in a Christian, and then why we just kill all Christians in Pakistan? Like, but we are not doing that.
Will you kill all the Christians in? If you can, you will. Who care? You know, we know it. You know, a woman, you claim that she insulted the Quran. You want to burn her alive? Are you kidding me? In Pakistan, if a Christian, he say one word, you burn him alive. And you are saying to me, if we know we will kill them all, you will kill them all. How many Christian left? How many Christian? Okay, let me ask you. Did your Prophet kill all the Christian and the Jews in the Arabian Peninsula? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. All right. Let us see if this is true or not. Here we go. This is the hadith. It says that he either killed them or expelled them. This is his dream. Your Prophet said that if he became victorious, I will expel the Jews and the Christian from the Arabian Peninsula, and I will not leave any but Muslim. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that an evil or good?
It's just a context.
Okay.
That he mentioned about.
All right, take care, my friend. And you know, they go and they make speeches about Islam is peace.
How is a Christian priest?
Yes, we are live on air in YouTube. Everybody hear you. What do you want to say to me, my friend?
Okay, I was listening to all these, just checking your references you giving against my Quran. Either you are a filthy fat liar, or all the imams since I was a child have been lying to me, because Islam, I was taught Surah Baqarah ayat 256, it says La ikraha fi din, there is no compulsion in religion.
Okay.
And then another surah, for instance, says Surah Kafirun ayat 6 means your religion is yours, mine is mine. And it's meant to be a peaceful religion, but you are just throwing too many things. I can't even, search for where'd you get these things from?
Let us, it's in my head, my friend. I'm a walking library. Let us go one by one. You said Islam means peace, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, isn't it the Quran in chapter 9, verse number 29, order the Muslims to fight and to kill all the Christians, either they pay the jizya and they convert, or they die?
If it's in the time of war, I wouldn't worry about it.
Hold on, my friend.
But
my friend, hold
it's
on.
not.
Okay, and
yes,
in the time of war, but the Christian did not wage war on you. It's you waging war. Read with me carefully. This is your Quran, and I can open for you any translation you wish. Which translation you like most?
It doesn't really matter as far as it's translated.
Okay, and as you said, either I'm a filthy liar, or they are filthy liars. One of us have to be. This is Ibn Kathir, and let us go to verse number 9, because this is many. Here he's explaining وهم صاغرون, etc. You speak Arabic, I'm assuming, do you?
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful, and then we can even read in Arabic. But let us go in our English now. Fight against those who believe not in Allah, nor the last days, nor what is forbidden, which is forbidden by Allah and His Messenger, and those who acknowledge not the religion of the truth from the people of the scriptures. Okay, why he want to fight them? Because they don't acknowledge the following things: the last day of Islam, what is forbidden by Islam, and the messenger of Islam. Do I agree? Okay, so what is the reason to kill them? Because they don't acknowledge, and I think the verses are clear. Now let's read Ibn Kathir. Until they pay the jizya with willing and submission and feel themselves subdued. And read carefully. Ibn Kathir now is making his commentary.
Subdued. Where does it say that?
Here we go. This is what the Quran is saying. You speak Arabic, right? It says Saghirun. Saghirun. Saghirun means subdued, humiliated. Okay. Therefore, therefore, this is Ibn Kathir talking now, not the Quran. Therefore, when people of the scriptures disbelieved in Muhammad, and they had no beneficial faith in any messenger or what the messenger brought, rather than follow their religion, because this is confront with their ideas, lust, and the ways of their forefather, not because they are Allah law religion. They had been true believers in their religion, that faith would be have directed them to believe in Muhammad. So because they are not to believe in Muhammad, obviously they are liars, correct? And then he says, because all the people gave the good news to Muhammad, etc., blah 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 blah, they believe in Muhammad. And look here what he said.
That's harsh.
Their religion, these religions, came from Allah, but because this is sweet, their desire and lust. Therefore, their claimed faith is earlier, an earlier prophet will not benefit them, because they disbelieved in the master and the might of the last and the most perfect of the prophet. Hence Allah's statement. So because they did not believe in Muhammad, it's not because they are fighting Muhammad. I think that the proof is clear, correct? Because of that, look what it says: fight against those who believe not in Allah, nor the last, etc., to the end of the verse. And then it says, this honorable ayah was revealed with the order to fight the people of the book after the pagan were defeated. So Muhammad now, he killed all the enemy. Who's left? He killed the Jews, he killed the he killed the Arab. Now it's time to finish those Christians and Jews. So the people enter into Allah religion in large numbers. So Muhammad now have a big army, because people are scared, terrified, and the Arabian Peninsula was secure under Muslim control. Allah commanded his messenger to fight the people of the scriptures, Jews and Christians. On the ninth years of the Hijrah, he prepared an army to fight the Roman. It's not the Roman who fighted him. He sent a letter to the Romans saying, convert or die. Now, you said to me, Islam teaching you that you have your religion, I have mine, there's no compulsion in religion, blah. So this is in the beginning. You see, what you speak Arabic and you should know better, that in Islam there's something is called abrogation.
Yeah,
when
yes.
Muhammad, he was weak, he said, okay, you have your religion, I have my religion, because he cannot force them. Wait, why you are quoting for me a verse which is abrogated? It's not valid, because
Okay, let's
al-kafirun,
tell you what cult
al-kafirun, and
is.
the other verse is not valid. It's abrogated by the chapter of At-Tawbah.
Any verse been abrogated by Allah, it's no problem, but you can never find a verse been abrogated by Muhammad himself.
Oh no, you are wrong. I can find it tons.
No, you cannot find me a single one. You're just making it up, just throwing too many things. People cannot make it up.
Okay. Let us finish this one, and I promise you I will go right away and I will show you the verses which Muhammad abrogated. But let us agree that what you said about peace is it was not. I'm not going to say you are lying. I will say it was not true. Read carefully. Here it says, the Messenger of Allah marched heading toward Asham to fight the Roman until he reached Tabuk, where he set a camp, etc. So he could not, he could not do it. He came back, and the condition until they pay the jizya, if they do not choose to embrace Islam. So why we have to pay jizya? Because die or pay. And with willing submission in defeat.
Everybody's paying jizya. What's wrong with that?
No,
you live in America.
No,
you pay taxes.
No. This is our land. How we pay land? Our the American occupy Iraq. They will force them to pay jizya because the American occupy them to protect them from the American. This is what your prophet is saying. And look what he says. It says in the verse, and feel themselves subdued, disgraced, humiliated, like etc. Therefore, the Muslims are not allowed to honor the people of the Dhimma or elevate them above the Muslims, for they are miserable, disgraced, humiliated. Muslim reported that Abu Huraira, Allah the Prophet, said, don't initiate salam to the Jews and the Christians, and if you meet any of them in the road, force them to the narrowest alley, which means the sewage. This is why the leader of the faithful, Umar ibn Khattab, may Allah pleased with him, demand his well-known conditions to be met by the Christians. These conditions that ensured their continued humiliation, disgrace, etc. Do you see it? So you are saying to me that Islam says you have your religion, I have mine. Those people, they have no guilt except they are Christians, and now you want to humiliate them because they refuse Islam. This is their crime.
That's not what I was taught.
So obviously Islam is not what some Muslims they think. You are a Muslim, but you've been taught that the Prophet says you have my religion, you have yours. This is when he was weak. It's abrogated. Now we prove to you that the first thing you say to us about Islam, give a freedom of a choice. That is a big fat lie they told you. Even the Prophet of Islam, he says, I've been ordered to fight all mankind until they say there's no God but Allah and no prophet but Muhammad. And if they do so, only if they do so, I will stop killing them and shedding their blood. And here we go. All those hadith are sahih and they are accurate. You have not only you have to say the shahada, you have to pray as we pray, you have to fast as we fast, you have to face the qibla, you have to pay the zakat.
Is it a hadith?
And this is sahih. This is sahih. It doesn't matter hadith or not. This is sahih. Yeah.
No,
Sahih.
did you say it's a hadith or Quran?
My friend, this is hadith and sahih, but it is in total agreement with chapter 9 verse 29.
So this, if this is true, it abrogates ayah 256 Surah Baqarah and Surah Kafirun.
In the chapter at Tawbah abrogate everything because Quran is more powerful, right? So the Quran and the hadith here confirm that what you said to me in the beginning, it was not really accurate, and this is the truth. The white people, they create from the right shoulder, and the black people, they are created from the left shoulder. Here we go. This is at-Tirmidhi, hadith number 38, and this is the website of ISlAM, Islamic website, 100%.
Yeah, could you let me see it? Okay.
Yeah, and I will send you the link, no problem. Allah Messenger, peace be upon him, said, and this is a Muslim translation, not mine, Allah created Adam when he had to create him, and he struck his right shoulder, and there emitted from it white offspring, as if they were white ants. He struck his left shoulder, and there emitted from the black offspring, as if they were circles. So my friend, I don't know what's your name, according to the Prophet, I am from the right shoulder and you are from the left shoulder.
As if they were charcoal. Okay.
Okay. And then he said, to those who have been emitted from the right shoulder for paradise, which means go to paradise, and I don't mind, I don't care. Wala ubali. And then he said to those who they are emitted from the left shoulder, go to hell, and I don't care. Do you see it?
And okay, and you said this is in which collection of hadith did you say?
This is a Tirmidhi. This is one of the Sahih books.
Tirmidhi. Wow.
The books of Sahih are 6 writers. You know.
Okay. I know there's Bukhari, right, and Muslim or something. Wow, can't believe it. Can't believe it.
You know. So can you tell me more racist than this? Okay.
Don't touch it.
Why?
Because you're najis, bro.
I'm what? Najis?
Najis. You're not
What is a najis? What is that?
Najis, you haven't made ghusl, you haven't done...
What is a najis? What does that mean?
Najis is you're not in a state of purity. Only people...
So you're calling me dirty?
Yeah, filthy, yeah.
You're calling me filthy?
Yeah, you don't know.
Wow, I love it.
Good.
True colors is coming out, man.
That he's a man.
So according to the filthy Muhammad, you are a black because Allah from the beginning, he decided that you are from the left hand. Left hand always mean, or left shoulder mean evil. Right mean good. This is why a Muslim isn't even allowed to eat with his left hand. If he do so, shaitan will eat with him. In front of us, we have a chapter 3, verse 106, and we have many other verses saying the same. So in chapter 27, verse 82, here it says that there is a beast will come from the ground in the day of judgment, and that beast is sent by Allah, which is very normal. The beast sent the beast, and this beast will recite Quran. But this beast is going to come from the ground, and he will have the staff of Moses and the ring of Solomon, and he will hit the one who is a believer in his face, and he will make him white. And he will hit the non-believers, and he will make him black. This is Ibn Kathir, very famous Muslim scholar, which for me is a shish kebab. He's the same as YouTubers in the day to day, but he is the YouTube of in his time, you know. But he lie a lot. But even when they try, this guy, he's trying his best to make Islam look better. But even when he is making Islam look better, he could not hide the evil side of Islam. This is Ibn Kathir, and speaking about the beast who will come in the day of judgment. This beast have a specialty. Will divide mankind into black and white. The white are the Muslims. The black are non-Muslims. I like to be black. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being black? Do you see how filthy this garbage religion is? And then the Muslim, they say to you, don't you know that the first one who called for the prayer, his name is Bilal, and he was an Ethiopian? What they will not tell you, that Bilal, he was calling for the prayer because the white Arab, they sleep. He is the slave. He was a slave of Muhammad. He been ordered to do it. So the beast will come from the ground, and this beast will have the stick of Moses and the ring of Solomon, and he will hit you in your face, and he will make a black spot in your face first, which will spread until all your face and later your body will become black. It's in front of you. Allah will recognize the bad and the good from their color, black and white. It's in front of your eyes. If you okay, have you ever heard Muhammad saying that the black stone was whiter than milk? Did you hear that or not?
Yeah, I heard that the scenes of the humans on Earth made it to turn black, right?
All right.
I think that's what.
What does that mean?
The black stone in the Kaaba, right? They said
yeah. What it's mean? How you understand it? How the black stone was white, and then the sin made it black. What we understand from this?
Sin. Yeah, but maybe not. Yeah, maybe from touching it all the time.
No, my friend. You see that this is nothing. You cannot watch. You cannot wash it. Correct? You cannot wash it. This is not something you can wash. This is sin. This is not dirt. Sin is not dirt. So what Muhammad saying that sin make you black, my friend.
So that means black is bad. Yeah,
absolutely. He's saying that for sure. And this is stupid because what my color have to do with how sinner I am? The founder of a Playboy station is not a black man. And he is not getting black, my friend. He was white and he was a blonde, right?
Yeah.
So what does have to do with the color? That is the most stupid statement ever. So here you see the racism embedded in this cult, which is an Arabian cult. The Arab, they are racist. Oh, everybody knows. And this is why Muhammad, he promised them women who you can see the marrow of their bones.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Why?
Because you're najis, bro.
I'm what? Najis?
Najis.
What is a najis? What is that?
Najis, you haven't made ghusl, you haven't done.
What is a najis? What does that mean?
Najis is you're not in a state of purity. Only people in
So you're calling me dirty?
Yeah, filthy, yeah.
You're calling me filthy?
Yeah, you don't know.
Wow, I love it.
Good.
True colors is coming out, man.
What about Muhammad said that the black dog is the devil?
Black goat?
The black dog is the devil.
Dog, okay. Oh my goodness. So
what do you
the black dog, I thought the black dog has the same DNA as the white dog. So what's the difference?
Obviously this is the racism, because when they ask him, look, and I said, oh Abu Dhar, what feature is there in the black dog which distinguishes it from the red dog and the yellow dog? He said, oh, the son of my brother, I asked Messenger of Allah as you are asking me. Okay, exactly as you're asking me. And he said the black dog is the devil.
Oh my God, really? So this is from which collection of hadith is this from?
This is Sahih Muslim.
Oh goodness.
Hadith number 510a.
The black dog is a devil. My goodness.
Yeah. So what more? I mean, what more you want? I mean, this guy, he thinks just because the poor dog is a dog. I mean, what does color have to do with the with him being, and not, he don't make him like a bad, he's made him the devil himself.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh,
don't touch it.
Why?
Because you're najis, bro.
I'm what? Najis?
You're not in
what is a najis? What is that?
Najis, you haven't made ghusl, you haven't done.
What is a najis? What does that mean?
Najis is you're not in a state of purity. Only people in
So you're calling me dirty?
Yeah, filthy, yeah.
You're calling me filthy?
Yeah, you don't know.
Wow, I love it.
Good.
True colors is coming out, man.
Who is the most person Allah he hates?
The person Allah hates most?
Yeah.
Well, will be maybe the kuffar, or maybe the bad people, right?
No, it is a black man.
The black what?
Yeah, he's a black man. The most person Allah he hate. Let us see.
There is a hadith for that.
Yeah. Here we go. The most person Allah he hate. Read with me carefully. The most hateful among the creation of Allah is one black man.
Can you highlight the place? The most hateful among, okay, yeah, is one black man among them. One of his hand is like the teeth of a goat or the nipple of the breast.
Yeah.
When Ali bin Abi Talib killed them, he said, search for his dead body. They searched for him, but they did not find it.
So my friend, you as a black person, do you accept any of this madness about yourself?
Yeah, okay, can you quickly show, do you have it in Arabic?
Yeah, sure.
It is the most hateful among the creation of Allah is one black man.
Here we go. ومن أبغض خلق الله إليه منهم أسود إحدى يديه طب شاة أو حلمة ثدي.
ويقول الحق. Okay. من أبغض خلق الله إليه. Wow. أبغض. My goodness.
Yeah, أبغض, which means the most hateful to Allah.
The most hateful, yeah.
Yeah.
أبغض خلق الله إليه. My goodness.
So what is left? And why he's black? I mean, and even the one who will destroy the Kaaba is a black, and the one who is you know, like the one who will block, he saw him blocking the stones of the Kaaba one by one. He's an Ethiopian.
Okay, the Prophet said, listen and obey a chief, even if an Ethiopian whose head is like a raisin.
What kind of a prophet he says such a thing about somebody? Supposedly the Muslim, they say he is the companion of the prophet. The companion of the prophet, he says a raisin head.
Yeah, because you know a raisin is a fruit that has a shrink and is black.
He's making fun of the look. Obviously, he's making fun of the look. He's not praising the guy. You know, even if he is like this, so well, you know, okay.
And this one is from Sahih Bukhari.
Bukhari. This is Al-Bukhari, Hadith number 693. You know.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing all this. Oh, I'm disappointed.
Even if he looked like, said even if he was an Ethiopian black, and the word Habashi in Arabic used for to mean from Ethiopia and to be black in the same time. So this is why the Muslims in translation they said black between two brackets. Even if he's an Ethiopian black slave whose head looks like a raisin. Do you see it? He's making fun of how they look like. How he spoke about the Asian. If you read how he speak about the Asian, you will see how disgusting this filthy man is. In fact, Muhammad, he taught his followers, Gog and Magog, which is, according to Islam, is the most evil people ever. They are creatures of evil. According to Muhammad, they are Asian. Let us see some reference. I heard Allah Messenger saying, near the hour will fight people who will wear hairy shoes, and you will also fight people with the flat faces like shield. The Prophet said the hour will not be established till you fight with people wearing shoes made of hair, and the hour will not be established till you fight with people who their faces like shield coated with leather. Abu Huraira added, they will be small-eyed, flat noses, and their faces will look like a shield coated with leather. The stupid Muhammad, he think that the Asian, they will be the most enemy to Allah. He do not know that now the biggest Muslim country in the world is Indonesia. He do not know. He said to them, don't fight the Turkish because those are Asian too. And he considered Turkish are Gog and Magog. He do not know that the Turkish one day they will become Muslims. Guys, if you are an Asian and you are a Muslim, you must be proud. Different hadith. And you know, the Muslim right away, anything you show them like this, they will say to you, this is da'if. This is da'if. This is, you know, Islam is da'if, my friend. You know what da'if means? It's weak. And Muslims are weak. Anything is an embarrassment. They say we wash our hands from it. This Prophet did not say that. But your book says he said. Those books are the most authentic books for Muslims. They are authentic as long as they are reading them behind doors. The second we read them for them, they are not authentic. What's wrong with the Asian people? You know, every one of us, he have different look. So let us say you have a big eyes. Someone else, he have a small eyes. Is that a defect? Eyes are made to see. It's not made for show. The question is, who is the blind? Who cares if their nose is big or small? This person is not focusing in the quality. As you see, he described people by their color, by their faces, and he considered them evil. And by the way, the hadith in front of you prove that Muhammad is a false prophet. Because Muhammad, he claimed that the day of judgment will not establish until you fight Asian people. Who is a Muslim, he is proud about his prophet insulting the Asian, the African. I mean, this guy is a racist machine. And then the Muhammadan, they go around and they claim that Islam is for everybody. And they quote for you fake hadith about Muhammad. He said, oh, there is no difference between white and black. So what is this? What is this? You see, everything Muhammad, he say, obviously, this is a false prophecy. This guy, he claimed that when this happened, the judgment day will come. But all of us, we know who is Genghis Khan and who is Holako. Here we go, that war happened already. And not only that, they became Muslims. So Muhammad was a failure. He's racist. It's okay. He's a prophet. A prophet can be a racist. He don't like black people. Well, he's a prophet. He have a license. Asian, so what? He's a prophet. He have sex with kids? So what? He's a prophet. Actually, one of the Muslims, he made a comment in the previous video. I don't know if you saw it. He said, he was answering about why Allah, he made verses from Muhammad about how many women he can F. Excuse my language. So he said, Allah, he did that because he knew that Prophet Muhammad is the best of mankind. So in the mind of Muslims, and this is how they grow, they told him that the Prophet, he have a special license to insult, to F, to kill, to rape, because he's a prophet. When he made verses saying any believing woman, she can offer herself to the Prophet so he can F her, well, because he's a prophet. He's a prophet. A Muslim, he can have sex with 4 women in the same time. Muhammad, he can have unlimited. Any woman can offer herself. You don't even need to pay her. When Muhammad, he took Zainab, which is the wife of his son, how a man, he's a prophet, he take his son's wife, man? So what? He's a prophet. Okay, how a man, he go to the house of his son and he flirt with the wife when the husband is not there? So what? He's a prophet. Okay, how Muhammad, he can marry a woman without witnesses? Is it in Islam, this is a false marriage? You need at least to have 2 witnesses. So what? He is a prophet. He have a license for sex. He have license for money. He have a special treatment for everything. He's a prophet. Not only is a prophet, he's the best of the prophet. He is the best rapist. The best criminal. So my friend, after all of this, are you still a Muslim?
CP, I have to tell you, I have to say no. Yeah.
Yes, my friend, you are a Muslim?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Okay. First of all, I've been watching your debates.
Okay.
For a while, but I hope this will be a civil conversation. I don't want it to be like insults.
What civil conversation mean?
I mean, a civil conversation, meaning it's respectful.
Okay. So can I use the words the Quran describe us to describe you? Is that okay? Or this is not civil?
Muslim, yeah. In the Quran.
No. I'm saying, can I use the same words the Quran describe us as a Christian to describe you?
Example, I understand.
Like can I call you Najis?
No, that's not.
It's not civil, right? So why you are asking Christian to be civil when they talk to you, but you don't ask yourself why your God is calling people names and why he is teaching you to be supremacist? Why you Muslim, you think that we are not clean and we are filthy, and you allow yourself to recite this verse day and night, says the Christian, the Jews, the Hindus, the Buddhists are najis. But if I say it to you, it's an insult. But if you say it to me, it is God teaching. It's wonderful. What do you think?
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Why?
Because you're najis, bro.
I'm what? Najis.
You're not in a, yeah. So
What is a najis? What is that?
najis, you haven't made ghusl, you haven't done.
What is a najis? What does that mean?
Najis is you're not in a state of purity. Only people in
So you're calling me dirty?
Yeah, filthy, yeah.
You're calling me filthy?
Yeah, you don't know.
Wow, I love it.
Good.
True colors is coming out, man.
Can I see the verse?
Oh, no problem. I can show you the verse. Go ahead. Let us see. This is the Quran, chapter 9, verse number 28, and I will put it for you on the screen. This YouTube is open for you?
Yes.
All right. Just be sure, please, that YouTube is muted. Here we go.
Chapter 9,
Yeah,
verse
28.
O believers, indeed the polytheists are spiritually impure, so that they should not approach the sacred mosque after this year. If you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you. Okay.
So can I call you Najis? It's okay? Can I call you filthy, I mean? And you are the one who's asking me to be civil? Yet you are following the prophet who is not civil? The one who insult everybody, the one who discriminate them? We are not allowed to enter even cities because we are like dogs. The prophet, he ordered to kill all the dogs, and no dogs are allowed to enter the city of Mecca or Medina. And Christians and Jews and Hindus are the same. And yet you, my friend, see, I'm being nice to you. You are asking me to speak to you in a civil way. From which country you are from?
I prefer not to mention.
Okay, no problem. So I just taught you a lesson that if you are a person who like to be civil, don't follow a person whose name is Muhammad, or obviously he discriminate, he insult, he is supremacist. So this is my advice to you. Go ahead. What do you want to say to us?
Maybe okay. I'm not an expert, but then if I can say this, maybe the verse, the meaning is impure, maybe because they haven't embraced Islam. So
exactly. So Islam considers that one who is not a Muslim is filthy. That's exactly what we are saying. So they cannot enter holy places because they are filthy. And you see the translation saying impure. This is a nice word, but in Arabic, najis means filthy, literally filthy.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Why?
Because you're najis, bro.
I'm what? Najis.
You're not in a, yeah. So
What is a najis? What is that?
najis, you haven't made ghusl, you haven't done.
What is a najis? What does that mean?
Najis is you're not in a state of purity. Only people in
So you're calling me dirty?
Yeah, filthy, yeah.
You're calling me filthy?
Yeah, you don't know.
Wow, I love it.
Good.
True colors is coming out, man.
Pop quiz. Who's the whitest prophet in history? You're probably thinking Joseph Smith, founder of Mormonism, right? What if I told you there's a prophet out there who's so white he makes Joseph Smith look like Malcolm X? He's so white he makes a bowl of vanilla ice cream yell, "Get him out of here, he's blinding me!" He's so white his 9-year-old child bride didn't need a nightlight. What if I also told you that this pale, pasty white prophet had black slaves and referred to Ethiopians as raisin heads? Would you call him a racist? Or would you give him yet another free pass because our expectations automatically drop to the floor whenever we discuss the prophet of Islam? Many people who haven't read the Muslim sources assume that Muhammad was dark-skinned, but Arabs are classified as Caucasians and they can exhibit a variety of shades and tones. So if we want to know what Muhammad looked like, we'll have to go through some of the descriptions of his appearance found in the Hadith. Now, if Muhammad were sitting in a crowd of his fellow Arabs, how would we spot him? Sahih al-Bukhari, number 63. Narrated Anas bin Malik, while we were sitting with the Prophet in the mosque, a man came riding on a camel. He made his camel kneel down in the mosque, tied its foreleg, and then said, "Who amongst you is Muhammad?" At that time, the Prophet was sitting amongst us, leaning on his arm. We replied, "This white man reclining on his arm." "Hey, which one of you is Muhammad?" "This white Tom Willis-looking white guy leaning on his white arm, that's who." But let's keep reading about a prophet who makes the Brady Bunch look like NWA. Sahih Muslim, 6081. It was narrated that Abu Juhayfa said, "I saw the messenger of Allah with a white complexion and some white hairs." White complexion with white hairs. Who knew that Anderson Cooper was a 7th century prophet? Sahih Muslim 6071. It was narrated from Al-Jurairi from Abu at-Tufail. I said to him, "Did you see the Messenger of Allah?" He said, "Yes, he was white, with an elegant face." This guy's so white, he makes Queen Elizabeth look like Queen Latifah. And the Muslim sources go out of their way to remind us how white Muhammad was. They tell us about the whiteness of his shins, and the whiteness of his thigh, and the whiteness of his leg, and the whiteness of his stomach, and the whiteness of his forearms, and the whiteness of his armpits, and the whiteness of his cheeks. Based on these descriptions, a friend of mine who's a police sketch artist was able to put together a drawing of Muhammad. Have you seen this man? Kind of blends in with the whiteness of the paper. On a side note, to all my jihadi viewers, I can't figure out if this counts as a cartoon of Muhammad or not, but I don't really care. So, Muhammad was whiter than a bowl of Cool Whip, but when he wasn't busy being scooped onto a slice of apple pie, he was setting an example for his followers by keeping a tight rein on all his black slaves. Sahih al-Bukhari 7263. Narrated Umar, I went to the house of the Prophet, and behold, Allah's Messenger was staying in a mashraba, and a black slave of Allah's Messenger was at the top of its stairs. I said to him, "Tell the Prophet that here is Umar bin al-Khattab." Then he admitted me. Sahih al-Bukhari 6161. Narrated Anas bin Malik, Allah's Messenger was on a journey, and he had a black slave called Anjasha, and he was driving the camels very fast, and there were women riding on those camels. Allah's Messenger said, "Waihaka, O Anjasha, drive slowly the camels with the glass vessels," i.e. the women. Here's one about a black slave who was shot to death while unloading Muhammad's luggage. Sunan an-Nasai 3858. It was narrated that Abu Hurairah said, "We were with the Messenger of Allah in the year of Khaybar, and we did not get any spoils of war except for wealth, goods, and clothes. Then a man from Banu ad-Dubayb, who was called Rifa bin Zayd, gave the Messenger of Allah a black slave who was called Middam. The Messenger of Allah set out for Wadi al-Qura. When we were in Wadi al-Qura, while Middam was unloading the luggage of the Messenger of Allah, an arrow came and killed him. The people said, 'Congratulations, you will go to paradise.' But the Messenger of Allah said, 'No, by the one in whose hand is my soul, the cloak that he took from the spoils of war on the day of Khaybar is burning him with fire.'" Just to clarify, Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl, robbed caravans, and beheaded hundreds of Jews, but he's good. His black slave, by contrast, grabbed a cloak before the spoils were divided, so he's headed to hell. Welcome to Islam. In Provisions of the Afterlife, pages 30 to 31, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya lists 28 of Muhammad's male slaves and 12 of his female slaves. Some of these slaves were black, some were not. Muhammad renamed one of his black slaves Safina, which means ship. He called his slave Ship because he would load up the slave like a ship and make him carry everything. Muhammad apparently thought that black slaves were worth less than Arab slaves, since he once traded 2 of his black slaves for an Arab slave he wanted to set free because the Arab slave had converted to Islam. We know that Muhammad had sex with his female slaves because he eventually got one of them pregnant. But don't worry, a white leader getting a slave girl pregnant is only creepy when Thomas Jefferson does it. Speaking of leaders, mindlessly obeying Muslim leaders was so important to Muhammad that when he wanted to emphasize obedience, he told his followers that they had to obey even the worst leader imaginable. We find Muhammad's worst case scenario in Sahih al-Bukhari 7142. Narrated Anas bin Malik, Allah's Messenger said, "You should listen to and obey your imam, even if he was an Ethiopian slave whose head looks like a raisin." Muhammad gives a similar example in Sahih Muslim 3138, where he commands his followers to obey their leader, even if he's a black slave with missing limbs. So the worst possible leader of a community of Muslims, according to Muhammad, would be a black slave. For the sake of clarity, I should point out that women are excluded from the hierarchy of possible leaders. Muhammad said that a nation will never be successful with a woman as a leader. But it gets worse. Muhammad tells his followers what Satan looks like in Ibn Asaq, page 243. The apostle said, "Whoever wants to see Satan, let him look at Nabtal ibn al-Harith. He was a sturdy black man with long flowing hair, inflamed eyes, and dark ruddy cheeks." Which one of you is the prophet? This white guy. What does Satan look like? That black guy. Now, how did a religion that was inaugurated by a white prophet who had black slaves and referred to Ethiopians as raisin heads and said that Satan looks like a black man ever get the reputation it has among African American Muslims today? Well, here in the West, there's a general atmosphere of ignorance about Islam. People don't know even the most basic facts about Muhammad and the Quran, and this allows Muslim preachers to say whatever they want about Islam because no one's going to correct them. So if a Muslim preacher is talking to a woman who's interested in women's rights, Muhammad was a champion of women's rights. If he's talking to someone who has a high regard for science, the Quran is a scientific masterpiece filled with miraculous scientific insights that were only verified centuries later. If he's talking to someone who's concerned about racial justice, Islam is the religion that liberates slaves and establishes racial equality. Absolute nonsense, but people convert to Islam because they believe what they're told and don't bother reading the Muslim sources to see if the preacher's story checks out. Now, to those of you who've bought this mess, to those of you who believed the Muslim preacher when he said, hey, if you really want to stick it to Whitey, you need to convert to Islam, the religion of a white man who bought, sold, and traded African slaves and whose followers institutionalized black African slavery centuries before Europeans joined in and who continue enslaving black Africans even today. If you fell for this, I say, and I say it again, you've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. This is what these white prophets with black slaves do. But now that you've seen what the Muslim sources say, now that you know you've been deceived, you have a choice. You can either leave Islam or you can continue serving a man whose descriptions in your most trusted sources make him completely indistinguishable from the Pillsbury Doughboy and whose teachings legitimized race-based slavery for 14 centuries. Just remember that if you continue honoring a slave trader who's about as dark as the cream filling of a Twinkie and who had black slaves and called Ethiopians raisin heads and said that Satan looks like a black man, you're not a freedom fighter or a social justice warrior or a champion of civil rights. You are the ultimate Uncle Tom. And in case you'd like to know how seriously they take Muhammad's whiteness in the Muslim world, I'll leave you with a quotation from Ash-Shifa, one of Islam's most popular and respected books on Muhammad's life and teachings. Ahmed ibn Sulaiman, Sahnun's companion, said that whoever says that the Prophet was black is killed. The Prophet was not black. Calling Muhammad a black man was a death penalty. Question of the day. Suppose you're having lunch in a country that has fully implemented Sharia. As you're about to take another bite of your delicious falafel, you overhear a man at the next table saying, Muhammad was a black man. What do you do? Let's find out. By now, most people have heard of Sharia blasphemy laws. We've seen news reports about the penalty for criticizing or mocking Muhammad in places like Pakistan. Sharia blasphemy laws for criticizing Muhammad are based on Muhammad's response to critics. He ordered his followers to kill them. Let's look at a few examples in Ibn Ishaq, pages 550 to 551. This passage is about Muhammad conquering Mecca. The apostle had instructed his commanders when they entered Mecca only to fight those who resisted them, except a small number who were to be killed even if they were found beneath the curtains of the Kaaba. And we have a list of some of the people who had to be killed, along with their crimes. Another was Abdullah bin Qatal of Banu Taym bin Ghalib. He had become a Muslim, and the apostle sent him to collect the poor tax in company with one of the Ansar. He had with him a freed slave who served him. He was a Muslim. When they halted, he ordered the latter to kill a goat for him and prepare some food, and went to sleep. When he woke up, the man had done nothing, so he attacked and killed him and apostatized. This guy was sentenced to death because he was a murderer and an apostate. But look at who's next on Muhammad's death list. He had two singing girls, Fartana and her friend, who used to sing satirical songs about the apostle, so he ordered that they should be killed with him. Muhammad sentenced these girls to death for making fun of him. Another was Al-Huwayrith bin Nukayd bin Wahab bin Abd bin Qusay, one of those who used to insult him in Mecca. A little farther down the page we have, and Sarah, freed slave of one of the Banu Abdul Muttalib, Sarah had insulted him in Mecca. So, Muhammad repeatedly ordered his followers to execute people for making fun of him. Notice, however, that the passage doesn't say how these people insulted Muhammad. It didn't really matter. If you insulted Muhammad, you had to die. This is why it became the rule under Sharia to execute people who insult Muhammad. Obviously, you can insult Muhammad in a variety of ways, but I find it interesting to go through the Muslim sources and see what Muslims regarded as an insult punishable by death. And Muslim scholars came up with some interesting criteria. For instance, if you denied anything that Muhammad said about himself, you were calling him a liar, so you would be killed. If you said that he was ugly, you had to die. Muhammad's companions were so obsessed with their prophet being white that they wouldn't merely say, as they often did, that he was white. They would take things a step further by going body part by body part, describing the whiteness of his shins, and the whiteness of his thigh, and the whiteness of his leg, and the whiteness of his stomach, and the whiteness of his forearms, and the whiteness of his armpits, and the whiteness of his cheeks. If Muhammad's companions were this obsessed with Muhammad's epic whiteness, it was clearly an insult to falsely claim that he was black. And this is exactly what Muslim scholars concluded. Hence, we read in Qadi Iyad's Ash-Shifa, one of Islam's most popular and respected books on Muhammad's life and teachings, page 287, Ahmed ibn Sulaiman, Sahnun's companion, said that whoever says that the Prophet was black is killed. The Prophet was not black. Calling Muhammad a black man was a death penalty. Muslim apologists respond to this quotation by pointing out that, in context, the penalties in this section of Ash-Shifa are for saying something false about Muhammad. According to this interpretation, it's not that it's bad to be black, it's that Muhammad simply wasn't black, he was white. So a man who calls Muhammad a black man would be killed, not because it's an insult to call someone black, but only because it's a crime to say something false about Muhammad. I see two problems with this response. First, the section of Ash-Shifa in question is about whether someone who calls Muhammad a liar is an apostate or a heretic. This would mean that calling Muhammad black is calling him a liar, in which case our Muslim friends are either telling us that black people are liars, or they're telling us that Muhammad claimed not to be black. I can't think of a passage where Muhammad said that he's not black, so our Muslim friends must be claiming that black people are liars. Second, we find the same penalty mentioned in another section of Ash-Shifa. We read on page 275, Ahmad ibn Abi Sulaiman, the companion of Sahnun, said, anyone who says that the Prophet was black should be killed. This penalty is recorded in a section titled, The Judgment of the Sharia regarding someone who curses or disparages the Prophet. So, if you call Muhammad a black man, you're either cursing him or you're disparaging him, or both. Which is it, Muslims? Returning to our question of the day, if you're having lunch in a country that has fully implemented Sharia, and you overhear a man at the next table saying that Muhammad was a black man, what do? If you're a devout Muslim, you bear witness against him and have him beheaded for cursing and or disparaging your white prophet. More timeless wisdom from the religion that Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali and countless others who never bothered to read its sources converted to because of its wonderful but imaginary emphasis on racial equality. Until next time, terrorize that like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and watch one of these videos. Muslims especially should want to learn everything they can about their prophet, who was whiter than Taylor Swift in a snowstorm, so that they can avoid being executed for denying it.
يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تقوم الساعة حتى يقاتل المسلمون اليهود فيقتلهم المسلمون يقتلون اليهود. أبشروا بنصر الله. يقتل المسلمون اليهود فيختبئ، يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فيختبئ اليهود خلف الحجر والشجر، فيقول الحجر والشجر يا عبد الله يا مسلم هذا يهودي خلفي تعال فاقتله. لماذا هذه العداوة؟ لأن اليهود لم يجعلوا لهم محبا على هذه الأرض، لا بشر ولا حجر ولا شجر، كل شيء يعاديهم.
Do you see how filthy this garbage religion is? I am proud to be a Muslim because Islam is a pure religion, because it shows us how to live an excellent life and go paradise in the hereafter. It teach me manners, like how to behave with my elders. I don't know, you made me cry. As I know your prophet, he killed a man, his name is Abu Rafa, by sending one of his young men to assassinate such an old man in his 100-year-old. A woman, her name is Qirfa. The prophet, he split her to pieces by tying her legs between two camels. She was over 86 years old. So obviously Islam teach you a good manner and how to behave with the elders. I think it's a good manner to go after your daughter-in-law when the husband is not there and you flirt with her. I think too it's a good manner that Islam teaching you to beat your wife and to beat your daughter. It's a good manner that Islam teaching you that you can lie to three, to your wife, to your husband. This is one case. To your friends, second case, and to your enemy. I don't know who's left. Who's left? Who is really left?